Good evening, I'm Vasilios Bellos. Welcome to your Saturday news. We begin our show with a tentative deal being reached, which will end the first ever LCBO strike. News of that came this morning, with a ratifying vote now set for this weekend. It comes after that confusion yesterday that saw the LCBO refusing to sign a return to work agreement. The 10,000 unionized OPSU members are expected back to work on Monday, with stores, including here in Thunder Bay, reopening on Tuesday. A release from OPSU says the deal protects and creates good jobs with benefits and guaranteed hours, exactly what they were asking for. The federal government honored the retired icebreaker ship, the Alexander Henry, today, with a plaque to commemorate its legacy. Community members were invited to the Lakehead Transportation Museum to celebrate the vessel, as well as the Canadian Coast Guard Day. Jessica Clement reports.
From 1959 to 1985, the Canadian Coast Guard ship Alexander Henry served on the Great Lakes as an icebreaker, buoy tender, and navigational aid ship. Since then, the vessel was a museum ship in Kingston before being permanently docked at Thunder Bay, owned and operated by the Lakehead Transportation Museum. To honor the ship's legacy, Thunder Bay Superior North MP Patty Haidu helped unveil a commemorative plaque Saturday morning. Haidu says the plaque signifies the ship's significant contribution to the Great Lakes and the region.
In terms of both economic development, making sure that ships could get through and have a longer shipping season and continue to be able to supply people all along the North Shore with goods, including the lighthouses, but also the Coast Guard capacity and to be able to respond to disasters or other kinds of rescues.
Saturday's event saw dignitaries and community members come out to learn about and celebrate the Alexander Henry's history and tour the vessel. Wally Peterson is the chair of the Lakehead Transportation Museum. He notes the ship has been an excellent educational tool to inform the public about Canadian history.
If we don't keep our history, we lose our history. And then how do we know where we came from? And the more people that find out that we're down here at Pool 6, because we're at the undeveloped end of Marina Park, which makes it a little harder for people to find us. So the more awareness that people have that we exist, of course, the more that we can get to do tours, which supports us and keeps us going.
The commemorative event was also in celebration of Canadian Coast Guard Day, as the Alexander Henry was one of 49 large vessels incorporated into the Coast Guard during the agency's inception. Coast Guard Representative Brian Weston says it's amazing to see so much support for the Coast Guard from the community.
We've had representation here at the Thunder Bay Museum for the last couple of years for the Coast Guard Days, so we're quite happy to have people here again, and we're lucky to have the SAR base from Thunder Bay here to represent as well.
Jessica Clement, TBT News.
The Lakehead Region Conservation Authority celebrated its 70th anniversary this week. The free event at the LRCA headquarters featured a wide range of attractions, including baby goats and a bouncy castle. Joel Mendelson has the story.
The Conservation Authority's 70th birthday party was chock full of activities and displays, which included science shows by Science North, a falconry demo from the Thunderbird Wildlife Rescue, baby goats courtesy of the RFDA, and much more. The event was free to attend and offered complimentary cupcakes for anyone who was able to get there before they were all gone. On top of all that, each station had its own section of a scavenger hunt, which could be redeemed for free ice cream once completed. Local attendee Eliana Bordelon said her favorite part was the little goats.
I know that they're really furry and funny, and the favorite food is hay. And I really like goats because I like them so much.
The event had a large turnout with mainly families in attendance. Board Chair of the Conservation Authority, Donna Blunt, was blown away by the crowd.
See a lot of families. It's a real family event and lots of interesting displays. So this is wonderful. It's the first time that we've put on this type of large event, and the support has been incredible.
Along with the cupcakes, the LRCA also distributed 70 free Explore Card parking passes, as well as 70 milkweed plants. The Conservation Authority often relies on volunteers and community partners to help with their initiatives, so this kind of gathering is a good way to encourage people to get involved and show off some attractions.
And we're really celebrating 70 years of conservation excellence. We have a lot of vendors and community partners here today, and goats with RFDA. And we're also consulting on our conservation land strategy and our watershed-based resource management strategy.
The Conservation Authority's 70th birthday party was a huge success. They've never thrown an event of this size before, and it was at capacity before it even officially began at 3 p.m. Joel Mendelson, TBT News.
Marina Park is alive with music as the community celebrates Indian culture with the annual Festival of India. Like previous years, there's lots to see and do at the festival. Attendees are able to watch performances on the main stage by musicians, singers, and dancers from all over Canada, or visit the market featuring local vendors. As always, a highlight of the festival is, of course, the food, with numerous booths on site featuring traditional Indian cuisine. This year's free meal is being prepared by visiting chefs from Winnipeg. Organizer Dr. Prashant Johnny says this is the festival's 15th year, and he's amazed by how much it's grown.
15 years back when we started, it was like first event we had 60 people, and last year we had about 7,000 people. So the event has grown considerably in terms of number of people participating, in terms of sponsors, volunteers, and community support as such has increased a lot. Thunder Bay has changed a lot, and it feels like that community is welcoming all the new immigrants, new families moving in, and everybody is finding Thunder Bay as their home away from home.
The Festival of India ends tonight at 8, but of course the fun continues tomorrow at the Marina with the Festival of Colors at 3 p.m. 3 years worse, the First Nation language graduates walked across the stage in Thunder Bay this week. Matawa held the first graduation ceremony for its Wakatari program. Justin Hardy has the story.
The Matawa Wakatari Indigenous Language Revitalization Program held its first graduation ceremony Thursday. Matawa Wakatari is based on a project of the same type in New Zealand. The highly successful program helped to bring about legislation that recognizes the Maori language as the second official language in Aotearoa. Matawa's program has been running since 2019, but the ceremony this week was the first time everyone was able to be brought together to celebrate each other's achievements. Stephanie Hogan, education coordinator for Matawa, says it's a great feeling to see all that hard work pay off.
Yeah, so we've been working with our partners from New Zealand, from the Maori communities there, and they helped to develop this Matawa Wakatari program. So seeing all of the work put in and seeing these graduates for this first year program has been really inspiring, and so much work is put in behind the scenes that people don't see. From the whole team, from the tutors and the assistants and the administrators and language specialists. So it's been really inspiring to see this come to fruition.
A total of 90 students graduated the program so far, and Hogan is sure that Matawa will continue to see strong participation. Brittany Mendoigan of Ganugaming First Nation finished the program in 2023 and came back to tutor for the 2023-2024 school year and celebrated her graduation alongside her students. She encourages anyone considering learning Ojibwe Cree or Oji Cree to take the time to consider if they're ready.
For me, it was, I had to be ready. And for anybody, if my advice for anybody that wants to learn the language, and I'm going to go back to one of my mentors, what my mentors told me, to always offer Sema, offer Sema and ask Creator for guidance. And you have to be ready.
The Matawa Education Department primarily focuses on providing education opportunities for Matawa communities, but some programs are open to all First Nations people. Find out more by visiting matawaeducation.com. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
Fort William Historical Park will be packed with country music fans this weekend as Country on the Bay kicked off its 3-day music festival. The popular event is back for its 3rd straight year, featuring some of the most rootin' tootin' names in country music. The festivities kicked off yesterday afternoon and will continue all the way until Sunday night. 6 different acts got the party started on day 1, including Bree Taylor, Sawyer Brown, Josh Ross, and popular artist High Valley closing out the night. Country on the Bay President David Allen says they're expecting anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000 people each day, with the music festival featuring the biggest headliners to date.
I think it's just a country and a different mix. We've got different years of country, different mix of country music. And, tomorrow with the big headliners, the biggest it's ever been in the area. It's our 3rd year, and it's gotten bigger and better every year, but it's just, we've built it up to the size of crowd and the amount of people that like it, and the bands have had a good time here, so they've let other bands know, and we've gotten a reputation of, making, getting these big bands like, Blake that's a huge, huge hit for the city.
Tonight's headliners include Trace Atkins, as well as the one and only country music legend, Blake Shelton. And on Sunday, it will be the 2015 Juno Award winner for Country Album of the Year, Dallas Smith, who's going to close things out. And we're now joined by sports anchor Nev Van Pelt. Now, Nev is probably the most excited person to see Blake Shelton, because I've heard the chorus to Boys Around Here about 200 times in the newsroom.
Red,
yeah, 201 now. But you're here to talk about Thunder Bay Chill, who were in playoff action last night, and the fans were hoping not to sing the blues last night.
Yes, they were, and we will have those highlights for you after the break.